Hey there. So I wanted to give you another bit of tea on how the cats are doing. Just a quick update. A lot has happened since I recorded the last one of these, so I think I'm going to have to record them a bit more often. Helping with me today is Waffles, as always, and one of the boys, Egg, in the window. I have the window cracked, so they're all interested in sniffing the outside. Oh, and Poppy Cat! A surprise Poppy Cat visiting. So, for the stray cats, we are now up to 16 cats captured. So that's still the 4 adult females. So Dottie, Lefty, Kara, and Verona. There are now 5 adult males. So Sterling, Caden, and Simon, the original 3, as well as Barney, who is one of the new ones, and Alfie, who I had just captured before the update last time. There are 3 young females still. Pudge is a new one, so not still. There were 2 before, now there are 3. Pudge is a new one that I captured, and then Houdini and Ava, who had been in the house for a little bit. There's one young male now that I just captured who doesn't have a name, so he is the final new cat. I just captured him yesterday. And then there's still the 3 kittens, the 2 boys, Momo and Miko, brothers, and Olive, the little girl. So 16 cats total, 3 new ones. We're a little bit slower than I would like. Again, my goal was to get 3 or 4 a week, assuming that there are 50 cats total, and I'm trying to get as many of them as possible in over the next few months. So a little bit slower, but it has been cold outside, so that's been decreasing the amount that they've been walking around. And the ones that are out there now, since I've caught so many, the ones that are out there, the ones that are a bit shyer to begin with. So I'm having to pull out the stops a little bit to get them to be in the house. For example, I have had to start using sardines in the traps in addition to just the regular cat food. I've been microwaving it so it gets more aromatic. And I've encountered my first set of cats that seem to be a little trap aware or trap averse. At least they don't want to go in the traps. There's at least one that has been coming on the porch that is able to go into my cat trap without setting it off. So I'll go out and there's no food in the cat trap, but there's also no cat in the cat trap. So they were able to go in, take the food, and leave without being caught. And there's a couple that I've been watching on video, have video cams to watch the feeding and trapping location. There's a few that I've been watching that don't go in the trap at all. They seem like they don't want to go in that small enclosed space, so I'm using some different trapping techniques to try to grab them. So that's what's been going on outside. We've also had 2 more neuters. So both Barney and Alfie did get neutered, and that was much more dramatic than it really needs to be. So first off, Barney is a light orange colored cat, so the anesthesia tends to affect those cats a little bit more. They tend to come out of it a little bit more slowly, so he was just really, really groggy, doing totally fine now. They both got neutered yesterday, and they both seem to be doing totally fine. Oh, there's Grandpa for a surprise visit. Hi, Grandpa. So both of them are fine. Barney just took a little bit longer to come out of the neuter anesthesia. But Alfie apparently was very, very worried at the clinic where they were getting neutered, very anxious. And they ended up, when they sedated him, he jerked. And the entire needle, like the big long needle that they used to deliver the sedative, broke off inside his leg, which is a really atypical complication. And I'll have to keep an eye on that, see if it needs to be removed once he's calmed down and can be safely x-rayed and taken to another vet. So it just kind of highlights, I think, even in clinics that are used to working with feral and semi-feral and like not super well socialized cats, it really just takes one mistake to cause a huge disaster, because what starts out as a really small, easy procedure like a neuter can turn into like $1,000 of vet bills to help fix the cat. So like if he needs that needle tip removed. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully Alfie is just okay. He does seem to be doing well. He seems to be moving around okay. And there's a good chance that he can just live with that needle inside his leg, but we'll have to see what happens and get it checked out again once he's better socialized and it's safe to take him into the vet and he can lay still enough to get x-rayed. Hopefully that doesn't delay his socialization too much. He was starting to get really, really friendly before I took him to the vet, I was so surprised that he was the one that had this issue. I wouldn't have been surprised if, for example, Simon or Caden had this response. Simon in particular is just a really slow road, but Alfie was doing great. Barney has been doing really great socialization-wise and seemed really comfortable with people. So it's just tough with these cats. You have to respect their boundaries and make sure you don't push them too hard or they'll, explode and there can be these disastrous consequences. So I think that experience has sort of inspired me to make a video about how you should be interacting with cats. So I'll be making that one soon, just ways to interact with strays, ferals, semi-ferals, so that they don't end up exploding on you and causing a disaster. So stay tuned for that. Outside of that, socialization is going really, really well. So the 3 original boys, Sterling, Simon, and Caden, are all now loose in the boy room. So they're able to have more space, walk around, and socialize with each other as they are getting rid of those boy hormones. It takes about 3 weeks after neuter for the sperm to fully clear and for them to really start mellowing out and chilling out. So they'll have to be isolated from the girls for that 3-week period before they can get intermingled. But they're doing really well now. Just hanging out together. No one's fighting. No one's bothering each other. I've seen them when I go in, I've seen them cuddled up together, still hiding a lot, but cuddled up together with each other and just being friends. So that socialization between cats is really good for their mental health. So, and I've been getting some slow blinks. I've earned some slow blinks from Sterling and Caden for sure. Simon is still a little bit more skeptical, but I'll win him over. Then in the girl room, Olive is such a little joy. She runs to the door whenever I go in, just wanting to be scratched on her back. She's fully ready to be a house cat now. She says, all right, I've figured this human thing out. They just give me food and scratch my back. This is great. Lefty is still doing great in that room too. She seems a little bit less nervous. I think some of her friendliness is just anxiety and just kind of the fawning response, but she does seem to genuinely be calming down more. So that's good on her front. And Momo is following Olive's lead and coming to the door to greet me, and he'll give nose boops on my finger. He's still a little nervous. He was standing next to Lefty, right next to Mom, and I was petting Lefty, and I sort of did a quick switch. I was like, all right, I'll pet Momo now. And he was like, all right, I'll accept this. And I was able to scratch his back, and he lifted his tail up and seemed to really be enjoying it in that moment, but we haven't gotten to do that again. But soon, I think that he's going to be welcoming to back scritches very, very soon. The other humongous thing that's going on is that Dottie is in labor. So when I brought her inside, I palpated her, which means just feeling their belly to see if there are kittens in there. I suspected that both her and Verona, just based on looking at them outside and seeing what their body shapes looked like, they were 2 of my top priorities to bring in the house because they looked pregnant to me. They kind of get this bottom heavy kind of, it's very subtle, but they get kind of a bottom heavy sort of look to them. And I knew that neither of them had litters actively. So I wanted to bring them inside so that they could have those kittens inside rather than having them outside. It's so cold outside right now. Those litters would, not have very good outcomes if they had them outside at this point. So they're both inside, and Dottie does seem to actively be in labor now. I could feel her milk starting to come in at the end of the day yesterday, and she seems to be progressing well today. I'm going to keep an eye on her. Hopefully I can catch some of the action and show you guys, and hopefully we have some very cute kittens soon. And that's it for the cats. Everyone is doing really, really well. Still just working on socialization, playing with everyone, getting everyone comfy in the house, working with the ones that are the friendliest, so ones like Lefty and Olive, to try to get them integrated with the rest of the house. So there's a little bit more room in those cat rooms so it doesn't get too crowded. The idea is once they're ready, they'll be integrated with the rest of the cats in the household and can, you know, come in and use the cat shelves and sleep on the cat beds and use all of the cat trees and stuff rather than all being in those rooms. So working on socializing them with the dogs and introducing them to the other cats. And it's just a slow road, taking it one step at a time. The final big thing, as you might have seen, I am doing live streams of my cats. So actually just right in the other room, right over there, I can look over. I'm streaming my cats with some music that I composed and some cat sounds that I recorded from my own cats. So if that's your kind of thing, check it out. You can get a live view of what's going on with the cats, and hopefully pretty soon you'll see familiar characters like Lefty and Olive showing up in that cam as well, in addition to my resident cats. Yes, so lots of things going on today, and that is the tea, lots and lots of tea, piping hot. So I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned. I'm going to try to catch some of these things that I'm describing on video so that you can see them. But until next time, keep an eye on the cats.